What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the MaddenBallerz YouTube channel and our Detroit Tigers franchise. Coming to this episode, the Tigers on a bit of a slide, though they're going to start a 3-game series against the Indians, and we've got the final game here. A recap so far of the series: the Tigers take the first one 6-0. Cabrera 3 for 4 and a home run. And Detroit takes the second game 9-7. Coming up next, it's the final game. Can the Tigers sweep the Indians? It's coming up next.
We'll hear plenty more from
We will go ahead and take a look at the Tigers starting lineup. Anthony Ghost will lead off. And they also have James McCann in there, batting 8th in place of the injured Alex Avila. Carlos Carrasco, your starting pitcher for the Twins. 3 wins, 10 losses on the season, and a 4.20 ERA as Ghost steps in to lead off here in the top of the first. We have a 2-2 count on him. And Ghost trying to check his swing. They'll appeal down to third. And the umpire says he went around. Ghost down on strikes. Later in the inning, there's 2 outs. Miguel Cabrera up. .339 batting average, second in the AL, and Cabrera is going to fly this one out to left. Will be caught by the left fielder, and the Tigers are out in the first inning. We move to the bottom of the first inning, and the starting lineup for the Twins there: Michael Bourne will lead off, followed by Jason Kipnis, and the starting pitcher for your Detroit Tigers, Anibal Sanchez. 8-2 on the season, a 2.21 ERA, and a 3-2 count on Jason Kipnis. And he's going to strike out looking there. Sanchez hit the outer right corner and gets the strikeout. Up next is Michael Brantley with 2 outs, a 2-1 count, and Brantley's going to bounce this one off the plate here. The throw on to first by McCann gets him, and the Tigers get out of the inning. We move to the top of the second. Victor Martinez at the plate, 2-2 count, and Martinez goes down swinging late on that high fastball, and it's going to bring up Rajay Davis here, 3-2, and Davis going down late on the fastball as well, and the Tigers would be out of the inning with no hits and no runs through 2. We move to the bottom of the second. Brandon Moss at the plate, grounds that one to Kinsler, makes a nice 360 spin move onto Cabrera for the out, and that's going to bring up Yan Gomes here with 1 out. And Gomes has a 1-2 count on him. Sanchez the pitch, gets him looking right down the middle. And the Tigers and Anibal Sanchez would get out of the second with no harm done. Still 0-0. Neither team with a hit so far in this game. We move to the bottom of the third. David Murphy coming up to lead off here. Well, not lead off, but it's a 2-1 count with a man on first. And they're going to turn the 6-4-3 double play. And that's going to get 2 outs here in the inning, bringing up Michael Bourne with 2 outs and a man on first later in the inning. And the 1-2 count, he's out looking on that high strike, and Sanchez gets out of the inning there. And it's still a 0-0 game, but the Cleveland Indians have a hit, unlike the Tigers here. We move to the bottom of the fourth. Michael Brantley at the plate here with 1 out. A 1-2 count, and Brantley's going to single this one past Nick Castellanos. Looked like he just didn't want to get over in front of it. We got a man on now, and Brandon Moss at the plate, and Moss is going to hit this one hard, and it's deep to right field off the wall. That will bring a run in. Moss will hold at second, and it's an RBI double for Brandon Moss. The Twins on the board now. Later in the inning, Yan Gomes going down on strikes. And the Tigers would get out of the inning after that. Brandon Moss RBI double makes it 1-0 in favor of Cleveland. We move to the top of the 6th inning now. Jose Iglesias leading off for the Tigers here. And we have a 2-2 count. Iglesias going to hit this one back up the middle off the pitcher. The shortstop will come in, try to get him out first, but Iglesias' speed will keep him safe. And the pitcher trying to shake this one off, talking to Yan Gomes there. and he's telling the bench that he is fine. He will stay in the game. Iglesias at first now. Anthony Ghost the plate. He's got 2 strikeouts on him. He's going to bunt this one down the third base line, just trying to move the runner over, but he bunts it for a hit. And there's 2 on now. As you look at the replay here, a very well-placed bunt. It just dies down that line to have 2 men on. And Ian Kinsler at the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day. A fly out and a ground out. He's trying to do some damage here. And he's going to bunt him over. And he bunts down the line as well. And that's going to be a base hit, too. 2 straight bunts for base hits. And the bases are loaded for Miguel Cabrera. 0-2 on the day. And Cabrera going to line this one to the second baseman. It's caught, though, on a jumping catch. And the runners have to stay put. Cabrera out, 0 for 3 on the day. And that's going to bring up Victor Martinez. 2-2 count, and Martinez is going to hit this one deep to left center. It's all the way to the wall. It's off the wall. And that's going to bring 2 runs around. It's an 2 RBI single, a long single for Victor Martinez. And that is going to be the day for Carlos Carrasco. He is done after getting up only 2 runs, though he is still on the record for those other batters or other runners there. Brian Shaw will come in, 4-1 on the season, 1 save, a 1.93 ERA. We got 1 out here at the top of the 6th. Rajay Davis at the plate, and he is going to ground this one back to the pitcher. Off the pitcher, it looks like. The shortstop will come in, throw to second for the out. A runner will score, and Davis will be safe. So the Tigers make it 3-1. Later, it's Yoenis Cespedes. He's going to ground to third, on to second for the out. And the Cleveland Indians finally in the inning. Detroit up 3-1 midway through the 6th.
It's the Tigers 3 and the Indians 1. So this has been another.
So the Tigers finally break out in the top of the 6th with some runs and hits. And we look at the MLB ERA leaders. Sanchez tied with Weaver and Samardzija at 2.21 ERA. And we have Jason Kipnis leading off the bottom of the 6th for the Indians. Kipnis is going to bounce this one shallow here, and McCann will pick it up and throw on to first for the out. And that's 1 out in the inning. Michael Brantley up now. And Brantley is going to fly this one to mid-left field here. Rajay Davis having no problems getting over and getting that one. And the first 2 batters are out. That'll bring up Brandon Moss, 1 for 2 on the day, a double and an RBI. And Moss going to hit this one hard and deep to center. Back is Anthony Ghost near the warning track, and he will grab it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Anibal Sanchez and the Tigers. We move to the top of the 7th. Nick Castellanos at the plate. He has 2 walks on the day. This time, he gets one that hangs up there, and he hits it into right in front of the right fielder for a base hit. That will put him on, and that'll bring up James McCann. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts on the day. And McCann striking out for the 3rd time on one that was in the dirt. As we take another look at it here, the pitch bouncing into the catcher's mitt, and McCann just swinging at anything. That's going to bring up Iglesias, and Iglesias is going to hit this one hard to center. Can it be caught? No, it bounces right underneath the glove of the center fielder. That'll put Iglesias on and bring in a new pitcher, Mark Rapinski. 1 save on the year, a 1.04 ERA, and he's got to face Anthony Ghost here, and Ghost getting hit by the pitch right in the back. He takes his base, and that was, we take a look at replay, goes right inside on the batter. Eventually the Tigers would get a run and put men at 2nd and 3rd. 2 outs. Miguel Cabrera 0 for 3 on the day, trying to break out, and he does in a big way. Hits this one to right all the way to the wall. That's going to be a 2 RBI double for Miguel Cabrera, and the Tigers extend their lead 6-1 midway through the 7th here over the Indians.
Detroit is out in front 6-1.
We move to the bottom of the 7th now. Yan Gomes coming up to the plate, 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts on the day. And Gomes going down, swinging for the 3rd time on the slider, down and away. And that will be your first out of the inning. Later in the inning, Lonnie Chisenhall at the plate, 2 outs, a 1-1 count. And Chisenhall here is going to hit this one hard. It's deep to center. It's going back. Can it be gone? Ghost going after it, climbs the wall and makes the catch. Anthony Ghost with the highlight catch. And the Tigers get out of the inning. We move to the top of the 8th. Cody Allen comes in. He's got a .40 ERA. Rajay Davis going to lead it off. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Davis, 3-1 count on him. And he'll take this hanger over the top of the head of the pitcher, almost taking his head off into center for a single. Tigers trying to get some insurance runs here in the 8th as Cespedes comes to the plate, 0 for 3. Cespedes is going to hit this one to right center. That's going to get down, and that's going to get on, and he will have a single. Davis will get the 3rd on that single, bringing up Castellanos now, and he's going to go down swinging, looking. Then McCann will strike out for the 4th time today. Finally, Iglesias is going to hit this one off the pitcher. The 3rd baseman will come in and bounce it to set first for the out, and the Indians get out of the inning. We move to the bottom of the 9th inning now. Michael Brantley leading off, trying to make a comeback, but Brantley will fly this one out to left. Davis kind of overruns it at first, has to back up and make the catch. They've got 1 out, and that's going to bring up Brandon Moss. Moss going to line this one to Kinsler. He makes the catch for the out, and the Tigers 1 out away from sweeping the Indians on the road. Carlos Santana up with a man on, and he's going to strike out on the high inside slider. The Tigers get the victory today and the sweep over the Cleveland Indians. And your player of the game, Anibal Sanchez, a complete game, 3 hit, 1 run, no earned though, 3 walks and 6 strikeouts on the day. And the Tigers take this one over the Indians. Your final score, 6-1.
Presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out the show.
So the Tigers get the job done on the road in Cleveland, sweeping the series, and we will move on from there. And we have an injury to Nick Castellanos, shoulder inflammation, and we're going to put him on the 15-day disabled list and move on. The Tigers would take 3 of 4 against the White Sox, 2 of 3 against Pittsburgh, and they would take 2 of 3 against Toronto, and we'll be coming up with a series against Seattle. But first, let's take a look at the standings. The Tigers have extended their lead. It was 5.5 at one point, and they've gotten it back to 10.5, 52-31 on the season, best in the majors. And coming up, the Tigers will be on the road. The last episode right before the All-Star game against Seattle. The Tigers did make some moves. They sent pitcher Shane Green down to AAA and brought up Kyle Farmer, I believe. And we also brought up a 3rd baseman as well to replace Castellanos because he is injured. So if you like this episode, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button for more Tigers franchise. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. And come back when the Tigers will be on the road facing off against the Seattle Mariners for a 3-game set. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.